With that, it is 7 PM on Wednesday, August 28th, and I will call the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting to order. We have with us tonight from the board, Rob Scott, Sean Zahn, Diane Lindquist, and Sarah Melish, the chair, and John Benares via Zoom. So we have our 5 members and our quorum in person. We have only one application on the agenda tonight. It's 10 Church Street. I move to open the public hearing for the application of Town of Manchester by the Sea for a special permit under sections 5.3, 7.2, and 12.5 of the zoning bylaw, and other relief as may be necessary to construct an addition on the south side of the existing structure, extending an existing encroachment into the rear setback and an addition in the front of the non-conforming structure which does not encroach into any setbacks at 10 Church Street, Assessors Map number 45, Lot number 23 in District G, filed with the town clerk on August 6, 2024. And if there's any members of the public here, to be clear, this is the Blue Masons building behind Town Hall. Do I have a second to open the public hearing?
A second.
Sean seconds. Vote. Rob?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Diane? Yes. John? And Sarah votes yes. John's a little slow. Unmute. Okay. Who's going to present the application to us?
I can do that for you.
Greg Federspiel, Town Administrator. Thank you.
So the application before you is basically 2 different additions to the building. The building on the south side, closest to the sewer plant, is the one that adds an additional encroachment on the setback. So as you saw on the sidewalk, there is a proposed addition coming off of that south-facing wall, 15 feet. Currently, the building basically sits on the property line, so that back section of the building is already in the setback area. And the desire is to expand that, what is currently the dining room, to make that a bigger hall, because it will become a new ceremonial hall for the Masons. And so that addition is a 15-foot by 10-foot. I'm sorry, it's 15 by 34 feet roughly. The section that is in the setback is a 10 by 15 foot area, so it's 150 feet of additional building in that setback. It continues that same line of the rear of the building that abuts the playground to the nursery school. That's part of the church property, which is the abutting property. So that's the one addition, and then there's a second addition that, as the application noted, does not encroach on the setbacks. It's roughly a 30 by 50 addition. That is the west side of the building, to provide office spaces and smaller meeting rooms for as part of the new senior center. So,
Hold on just a moment. John Benares on Zoom is saying he can't hear anything.
Don't make him say it again.
yeah.
Good.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right. So I might be on John's
Stay
end.
on.
Gail, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So can I.
Okay.
You guys are on mute for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Or not.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. We voted to open the public hearing without you.
Gotcha. I've been here. I've been just trying to get people's attention.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Okay.
So just to recap, John, there's 2 additions proposed to the existing Mason building. I should back up saying the town is authorized to purchase a portion of the Mason building. We would create a new condominium where the town basically owns 2/3 of the building and the Masons will own the remaining third. Two additions are proposed, one on the south-facing wall. It's a 15-foot extension towards the sewer plant. The wall is just under 34 feet wide. And the existing building, as I indicated, is already over the rear setback requirement. The building is basically on the property line, abutting the church property. And right behind the Mason building is the playground for the nursery school at the church. And so when we extend that building south by 15 feet, we're creating an additional 10 by 15 foot area that's an additional encroachment to the in the setback. So that's the request for the special permit to allow that additional encroachment. We think it's fairly minimal impact. Obviously, there's already a long stretch of building that's in the setback. We are adding 15 more feet to that. I don't think it's impacting the neighbors in a particularly negative way. The other addition is on the west wall, which would become offices and small meeting space, activity rooms, as part of the expansion for the senior center area. What will happen is the Masons will move their ceremonial room into what is the existing dining room. And that's the reason why we need to make that dining room area bigger to accommodate their ceremonial room. And then the town will convert the existing ceremonial room into a multi-purpose room, which will be used as a dining room. It can be used as a large meeting space or two smaller meeting spaces, and provide different options for not only senior activities and programming, but when seniors are not using the building, particularly in the evening, it could be available for other community needs. And so in summary, that's the proposal. I'm happy to answer questions. You saw the stakeout of the perimeter of those additions, and plus a deck. There is a large deck in that southwest corner. It's seen as a potential area to hold functions, gatherings. As people have functions inside, they can spill out and do some things on the outside. And then there's a wraparound deck providing easy access to the building.
John, do you have any questions while we still have you?
No, I do not. I reviewed everything and everything's pretty straightforward.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Rob,
No questions.
John,
No, I'm good, thank you.
no questions. And the only thing I would note is that just when we're talking mass and the encroachment, that it looks like the existing building in the encroachment's 85 feet long, and we're only adding 15 feet. So it's not a significant amount. Okay, with that, I will see if there's members of the public who wish to speak. Mr. Gates, you're the only member of the public here. Would you like to speak? State your name
Jim
and address.
Gates, 2 Desmond Avenue. I'm highly curious as a senior citizen about the use of this porch veranda in bug season and in warmer, sunnier days in winter, whether there will be any screening, and in winter, some kind of possibly plexiglass or something to keep snow from piling up on the porch where it would be inconvenient to have snow removal plans.
So that's a detail we haven't gotten into. It is covered, the porch, but obviously snow can blow in if it doesn't have that protection. I'm a little reluctant to say commit to enclosing it, but it's something we could take a look at as to how to best maintain that and make it usable. So, good comment, and we should take a look at ways to accommodate that. I'm a little hesitant to put up plexiglass. Just from a structural issue and putting more pillars in or whatever. It's something to think about.
Okay. Anything else from the board?
No, nothing.
Is there anybody on Zoom who wishes to speak on this application? I don't see anybody, but if you're there, please raise your hand. Okay. I guess one thing we didn't talk about is parking at all, because we don't really have jurisdiction over it, but let's hope for some parking.
Yeah, so the preliminary plans do show adding additional 8 spots coming off of the existing parking lot. And those 8 spots would be basically from the curb line in. And so they do partially lie within that setback area. But I think because of the existing parking areas there, that probably makes the most sense to really an expansion of the existing parking lot, rather than try to bring in a driveway and creating more interior parking. I think this is sort of a minimal impact to the property by putting that parking there. So it does show on the preliminary plans those 8 spots right off of the existing curb line.
So your thought was you'd enter from the existing town lot?
Correct.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, rather than make a driveway and a new driveway into the property, again, taking up more grass. And,
So expanding the town lot by about 8 spaces.
yes.
No more questions?
No.
Okay, with that, I will move to close the public hearing and have the board enter into deliberations with respect to the application. Do I have a second? Sean seconds. Vote. Rob?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Diane? Yes. John?
Yes.
Sarah votes yes. Okay. So to issue a special permit, we have to make the determination that it's not substantially more detrimental or injurious to the neighborhood than the existing structure. Do we concur with that?
I do. Good benefit to the town.
With
I
that,
agree.
what'd you say, John?
I said I agree.
Okay. With that, I'll make a motion. I move to approve the application of Town of Manchester by the Sea for a special permit under sections 5.3, 7.2, and 12.5 of zoning bylaw, and other relief as may be necessary to construct an addition on the south side of the existing structure, extending an existing encroachment into the rear setback, and an addition in the front of the nonconforming structure which does not encroach into any setbacks at 10 Church Street, Assessors Map number 45, Lot number 23 in District G, filed with the town clerk on August 6, 2024, based on a finding the additions to the structure are in harmony with the purpose and intent of the bylaw. The extension of the rear setback encroachment will not be substantially more detrimental or injurious to the neighborhood in which it's located than the existing nonconforming structure, and the requirements and conditions under section 12.5.2 of the zoning bylaw for the grant of a special permit have been met. Based on the condition, the construction project proceeds substantially as depicted on the following documents prepared by Olson Lewis Plus. A10 site plan dated July 16, 2024. A1.01 schematic design option 2 dated July 16, 2024 and August 25th, 2024. Wait a minute.
23.
Oh, so I don't need that one, okay. Change that condition to say, I was confused by the one being later.
Yeah.
Without the colors. So that condition will be A1 .01 schematic design, option 2, dated July 16th, 2024. Do I have a second?
A second.
Sean seconds. Any discussion? Nope. Take a vote. Rob,
Yes.
Sean,
Approved.
Diane, yes. John,
Approved.
and Sarah approves. I will write it. Who would like to review it?
I'll review.
Sean will review it. Okay, great. We're all set.
Thank
We'll
you.
try to be as quick as we can.
Appreciate
I'm
your,
writing it.
appreciate that, appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Getting
your
to
effort.
that thing. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
You guys take her out room?
Huh? You want to go back here? Explain to me why I want to stick around with you.
All right, never mind.
Huh?
I'll catch up with you later.
Okay, no, I'll stick around. You want? Okay.
Okay.
All right, no worries.
We're now moving on to administrative matters. We have minutes from May 15th, June 26th, and July 17th. I've made a few slight minor changes to them. One was on the May 15th, where the people who spoke on 9 Bennett, there was just a mixed, one person, Corey Bell, spoke with respect to the shoveling of pebbles, and the other person, Joshua Anderson, spoke with respect to supporting the project. I made that change. There's one other change. There was just a typo under 90 School Street, where it had the lot number as 1087 rather than 87. Are people okay with those May 15th
Yeah,
meetings with the amendments? Okay, let's, yeah, you abstain, that's right. June 26th. There were 2 changes I made to this. Under 35 School Street, when Ms. Hobson spoke, to address the concerns, the garage for each of the proposed units have been eliminated and 4 open parking spaces with pervious surface. It was erroneously input as impervious. The parking area was supposed to be pervious.
okay.
And then the other change was 35 School Street. The minutes were missing the last motion that we made. That we made a motion for a variance with respect to the parking. So I added that verbatim in from the motion I read. Yeah. And then I made a couple of formatting. The section for new applications wasn't titled new applications, and I fixed that, and I just took out the thing that had the name of the location and the date at the top. People good with that, with the amendments?
Yes.
Okay. July 17th. I just made one slight change when Mr. Everly spoke about this was 39 Walker Road. It was, the minute said it was a raised 6x6 hot tub. I think everything else was saying spa, so I just changed hot tub to spa to be consistent. And then nothing else. People good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So let's take up May 15th and July 17th first, because John can't vote on the June one, because he wasn't there.
Right.
Okay. But we only need 3 to approve. Okay. So I make a motion to approve the minutes as amended from May 15th and July 17th. Do I have a second?
A second.
Sean seconds. Any discussion? Take a vote.
Sarah, Yeah, I just had a comment this afternoon that went out to the group on email about the July 17th minutes.
Okay,
And Gavin give that, so. And yeah, it just, the minutes indicated that I had confirmed the downlighting at the pool.
Yep.
For 39 Coolidge.
Yep.
I basically had asked if it was gonna be downlighting, that was so it's just change the terminology.
okay, yep,
So I didn't confirm anything because I'm not the applicant, obviously, so.
Yep.
I had asked the question.
Okay.
That's the only change I had.
okay. So we have a motion and a second, and we'll have that additional amendment from John added in. Take a vote. John?
Approved.
Rob?
Yes.
Sean?
Approve.
And Sarah approves. Okay, now I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 26, 2024. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Mellish, can I have a comment?
About what?
My wife had a comment by Mr. Diedrich that she, if it's in the minutes, would like to have it stricken because Mr. Diedrich has made a, I don't know whether it was a joke or a serious comment, that our property at 2 Desmond infringed on the easement of the property of 35 School. The history is,
I don't need
The
to hear
house
the
is built
history.
in the
I
area.
don't need to hear the history, Mr. Gates. I'm
Right.
looking at the minutes, and I don't see anything in the minutes regarding that. Do you see anything?
it was towards the end of the discussion,
Was it in May or June, do you know?
June 26th.
No, the only quote from Ms. Diedrich was that he spoke to the fact that we live in a small community and growth is part of the change taking place in a desirable small town. There's no other quote from him in these minutes.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so minutes from May 15th. No, we voted on those.
Yep, those are.
Minutes from June 26th. I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? No? Take a vote. Rob?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
And Sarah votes yes. So we're good. Okay. Next item on the agenda is ZBA chair appointment lasts for 1 year. So we need to vote for a ZBA chair the upcoming year.
Accurate.
I'm happy to continue if people want me to.
Yeah, my vote.
Thank you, Sarah.
Unanimous. Okay.
I heard her jump on that sword.
Status of decisions, Gail.
There's
Sarah,
one, excuse me,
I filed mine today, two of them.
you did, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all caught up.
No, we have one, 16 Loading Place Road,
Sean's, okay,
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I just got the minutes for.
that's the only one.
great. So we're in good shape, and I looked through all of the decisions that have been filed with respect to the appeals, and it looks like 90 School Street's the only one where the appeal period's up, from what I can tell.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, the only other thing I had was the fact that we have no applications for September, so we will cancel the September meeting, which was scheduled for the 4th Wednesday in September. And we won't be rescheduling a September meeting.
Yeah.
No,
Meetings on July.
we did. We did July and May together,
Oh, May, July, yeah.
and then we did June,
Right, right.
because John couldn't vote on June.
That's right, gotcha, never mind,
Okay.
never mind. Didn't write it
Anybody have anything else?
No.
We're good? With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Diane seconds, all in favor?
down. Bye.
Yes.
Thanks. Thanks, John.